Hello everybody, welcome to JAIIB English Medium channel. I hope all of you are doing fine. Today in this particular session, we will be talking about the IE and IFS strategy for the upcoming 60 days. Why we are coming up with this particular video? Because now the registration window is closing and we are assuming that all of you have registered for the examination of JAIIB. Next step pertains to the preparation, the strategy, how you should strategize so that your chances of qualifying the IE and IFS exam are multifold. They become multifold if you have not started till now. Okay, if you are following your strategy, you can have 1 or 2 pointers here and there from this strategy. But if you have not started whatsoever, no topics you have studied till now, then this video will serve as a guiding light for all of you to follow a path from where you can maximize your score. So let's get started. IE and IFS 60 days preparation strategy. We are targeting the JAIIB May 2026 examination. Fine, this is our target. Now when I talk about the 60-day strategy, technically it is not 60 days. Okay, it is 60 plus 7 days. So the 60 days strategy, why we are coming up with that? Because ultimately you will be having the last 7 days, or for that matter the remaining days after the 60 days benchmark, for your revision, for your consolidation of the syllabus, or for that matter for your practice. So effectively you have 60 days only, and you must prepare with this mindset that I have to complete the IE and IFS syllabus with full efficacy, with full dedication within this 60 days only. So right now we are sitting in February, specifically 22nd of Feb, and just you can say 6 days are left in your February. For your March we have 31 days, but do account one important thing here, that most probably the last week starting from 26th of March till the 31st of March you will be involved in the annual closing. So there also you will have lesser amount of time. That is the reason why effective 60 days are there. April, more or less 30 days are left. Okay, so yes, that's the reason why we only have effectively 60 days. Now let's start our strategy of these 60 days, the remaining time which we have. So what would be the suggestion right now which will ultimately lead to good score? We want to score 60 plus marks in these 60 days. That is the strategy we want. That is the goal which we have in our mind, and we will be following this strategy to maximize our score. So as all of you know that IE and IFS here, it has 45 units. In total there are 45 units. So whether we should lay special emphasis on all these 45 units, answer is no. Because even if you are doing 1 unit per day, still you will be having lesser time, because after those 45 days you have to revise at least twice, and over the top of it you have to practice also. And once you are done with the full length mock test practice, you have to analyze the mistakes also. So already you have lesser amount of time. There is no harm in covering the most important 25 units first, and after that moving on to the remaining 20 units. Do not leave any unit, but first of all try to cover these 25 units. So the most important 25 units are the ones which will give you the maximum marks. And what should be the module wise preference? Because students keep on asking us, that's why I am telling you module D, then go for module B, then C, and then A. The most important part in all the modules will be your concepts and the data. If you are only relying on the concepts and you are thinking that okay, data is not at all important, no, in IFS this rule does not apply. You must remember that based on the data, the 0.5 marker questions you will be able to solve. And when we talk about the consolidation of all these 0.5 marker questions, then only you will be in a position to crack this exam with confidence. Okay, so now let's start our various units clubbed together. We will be having 25 units of high priority. So I have segregated the modules, like module D is there, then B, then C, and then A. based on the top priority, and the other side has the list where you can approach these chapters using the MCQs also. So in case of top priorities chapters for module D, where we have in total of 17 units, we talk about the money markets. That is the most important topic in the initial lineup for module D. Money markets, then we have the fixed income market, the debt and bond market. Here we have the government as well as your corporates. For them, whatever the markets are there, that we will be studying. For your money markets, RBI, the instruments are there with the RBI, what all instruments are utilized by the RBI in order to infuse the monetary policy within the financial market of our country. Merchant banking services, very very important, the difference between them and the commercial banking operations. From here you can expect one case. Then derivatives market, again the underlying assets, all those types of derivatives, very very important. Factoring, forfeiting, trades, the various platform, like trades is a platform, the arrangement like factoring and forfeiting, whether they are with or without recourse, how the process flow works in factoring, how it is different from forfeiting, all these things are very important. And why I haven't listed them in the top priority? Because maximum times you will find IIBF asking questions from these chapters. Then we have venture capital. More or less this chapter they have not asked much in the recent past, but thanks to the development in the securities market this time, we can expect a question, one or two questions from the venture capital also. Then lease, finance, hire purchase, the mutual funds, insurance products, pension products, and real estate investment trusts, along with your infrastructure investment trusts. All these are the top priority units when we talk about module D. But as we move on to that area from where not that much questions are asked, fine, when we say that these topics are not important, no, they are very important when we are looking into the financial products. But overall, when you see that your module D is having 17 units, out of these 17 units, these are the units from where the questions are not that much asked. So it starts with the basics, the basic chapter, 29th unit, financial markets. Capital markets and stock exchanges, also not that much questions have been asked. Forex market, although very very important in journal, but the number of questions are less. Interconnectedness of markets, market dynamics, again you will be able to make sense out of this unit if you have read the financial markets diligently. Then we have credit rating, credit scoring, only the credit rating part, that how the rating varies from AAA to D, and the credit score, all the CICs which we are talking about. If you know at least these basics, you are good to go and you can solve the MCQs for the rest of the topics. Then we have the para banking and financial services provided by the banks, from where again not much questions are asked. So the priority list should be clear, and those topics, or for that matter those units from where the questions will be asked, you can cover from the MCQs also. These units, try to cover them using MCQs and focus mainly on these chapters. Next is your module B, economic concepts related to banking. In the entire IFS, you will find only one module which is conceptual in nature, that is your module B. And that is the reason why IIBF lays special emphasis on the questions also which are asked from module B. You will find the most difficult, the most tricky questions from module B itself. And when we talk about the most tricky questions, it does not mean that all the questions are tricky. No, the most difficult questions in the entire IFS subject will be from module B. So economic concepts related to banking, the top priority chapters should be money supply and inflation. Here you must remember the formulas, various formulas are there pertaining to measure of money supply, measure of inflation. Then we have unit number 15th, theories of interest, a very important chapter, although the most difficult one, but still very very important. You cannot ignore the basics here. How the classical economists define a particular economy, what all should be there in an economy ideally, how J.M. Keynes will come and criticize the classical economists, what is the simple hypothesis of ISLM known as Hicks-Hansen hypothesis, very very important. Then comes the monetary and fiscal policy, more or less monetary policy, the economic policy governed by the RBI in order to curb the inflation. And when we talk about the fiscal policy, all those economic policies of the government in order to maintain the economic growth level. Union budget, more or less extension of the fiscal policy only of the government, talks about the revenue and the expenditures interrelationship. Then we have unit 18th, SNA, System of National Accounts, and your GDP concepts. Very, very important part is your GDP computation. Fine, direct formula based questions will be asked. In module B, you will find the formula based questions from unit number 14, 19 and 18. And here in module D, you will find such questions based on unit number 41 and 42. Mutual fund talks about NAV, so do not miss this particular formula. Also, the principle of indemnity in case of insurance is very, very important. From there, the case based questions can be asked. Next comes the type of you can say units which you can cover via using the MCQs also, because these are very, very simple. Only the 2 units. Unit number 12 talks about the simple definition of economics, what is the meaning of micro, macro, and the types of economies. Last you can say unit of module B, which you can cover via the MCQs, is your supply and demand. More or less frequently asked type of questions will be based on your exceptions to law of demand, and they are what? Your Giffen goods and your Veblen products. Okay. Apart from that, no repeated question has been asked from your supply and demand chapter. Then comes module C, from where you will find good number of questions based on the chronology. So the top priority should be for your Indian banking structure, how the structure has been defined in our country for the banking system, banking laws pertaining to your RBI Act, and along with that Banking Regulation Act as well. And both are very, very important. Then we have DFIs, Development Financial Institutions. Then NBFCs, the types of NBFCs, your SBR, scale-based regulation, net-owned fund, very, very important tables are there. Also, the IFS, your Indian Financial System regulators. Since we are talking about the major regulators, RBI, then we have SEBI, also IRDAI for insurance, and your PFRDA for the pension sector. All these regulators and their roles are very, very important. So mark them as your top priority while doing the module C. In case you want to have certain chapters via MCQs only, you want to cover them, then unit number 20th, 24th, which is MFI, Microfinance Institution, you should cover it via MCQs, no harm. Unit number 26, insurance companies, again doable, chronologic based questions can be asked. And unit number 28th also, the reforms and developments in banking sector. So all these units you can cover using the MCQs. Then comes the last important module, that is module A, Indian economic architecture. Here again the top priority should be given to unit number 4, where we see the priority sectors and the MSME discussion. Priority sector, the RBI master guidelines, you should not skip them. Along with that, for the MSMEs, government initiatives are very, very important. Infrastructure, including the social infrastructure, all the government of India initiatives are important here. Then we have FTP, foreign trade policy, foreign investment, economic development, economic growth versus development, how the foreign direct investment comes in our country, what are the routes, what are the FDI limits, what are the types of FDIs, everything is important. And specifically for FTP, focus on the 2023 FTP. 2015-20 is mentioned in the syllabus, have a glance of that, but focus on 2023. Then we have international economic organizations, World Bank, IMF, WTO, regional economic cooperations are very, very important, right? Regional economic cooperations, you can expect a question this time again. Okay, so these should be your top priority if you want to secure 60 plus marks. That should be the strategy. First focus on these chapters, then move on to the chapters enlisted in the right hand side. So using MCQs you can approach these remaining chapters. Unit number 1, basic data about the Indian economy will be there. Then we have sectors of Indian economy, primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary, quinary, sunrise sector. Then economic planning, the 12 5-year plans and the composition of Niti Aayog. What is the full form of Niti in Niti Aayog? That was also one of the question. Globalization, its impact on India. What is the definition of globalization? What do we mean by deglobalization? How we define the protectionist measures? All are very, very important. Then we have economic reforms, very important chapter, but more or less here you will find certain committees which you will be learning in module C itself. And in module C you will find the particular committees in detail in the initial chapters itself. Then comes the climate change, sustainable development goals. Again, via MCQs you can easily attempt these 17 SDGs plus your corporate social responsibility norms. Also the last unit of your module A, that is issues faced by Indian economy. From here also you can expect the questions based on data, right? Data regarding poverty, unemployment, population, or for that matter data related to some type of ills which are prevailing in our country, like inequality is there, fine. So all these will be data based, fine. So yes, this was it from my side. I hope that now you have a clarity in your mind that where to focus. These are the top priority chapters in front of you. You can take screenshot also and ultimately start your preparation. Focus on these 25 units first and then focus on your remaining 20 units via the MCQs. These should be done via the MCQs. Okay, so yes, that's it from my end. If you have any doubt regarding anything, feel free to ask me in the comment section. If you want to have a particular discussion regarding various updates from RBI or for that matter Government of India, you can join my Telegram group by scanning this particular QR, and for maximum discounts you can apply the discount code Y1003 if you are enrolling in Mahapack or for that matter any other course. Okay, fine. Mahapack right now we are providing the 4x validity as well. Very lucrative offer, so do not miss such kind of offers, you won't regret. Okay, so yes, if you have any doubt related to the courses, you can call us on the number 0981 981 9247. So see you guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye everybody, take care and all the best for your preparation.